Hello, welcome to this flow. We're going to do my morning flow from this morning. So you don't need any props for this one. It's going to be a little bit more of an advanced flow than we normally do. So you want to make sure that you have learnt hypopressives before, the breathing technique and the foundational postures, and then you can give it a go. So we're going to start off with a quick warm up. So you're going to start off on all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We've got the natural curves in the lumbar, in the spine. And we're just going to reach the left arm up, and then we're going to thread it underneath the right. We're going to reach that arm up and then thread it underneath. Reach that arm up. On the exhale, we can thread underneath. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, thread it underneath. Lovely, just stay here on this last one, reach the hand out, arm out in front of you. Lovely, feeling that stretch across the back, the thoracic, really nice. And breathing into the area that you feel this the most. You may want to reach that hand forwards and then traction it back slightly to really feel that across the top of the shoulders. Breathing here. And then bring that hand back in, plant it down, reach the left arm up again and plant that down. We're going to inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, we thread it underneath. Inhale, we reach it up. And exhale, we thread. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread. Let's do one more on this side. Can't remember how many I did on the other side. We're going to thread that underneath and we're going to stay here. We're going to reach that hand that's threaded underneath away and then extend the left arm in front of you and then just push the hand into the floor and kind of gently draw it back without moving it. And you'll feel a nice stretch, not only in the thoracic, but also underneath the the armpit area. Lovely. So maybe into the serratus anterior as well. Just keep breathing here. Send the breath to where you feel this the most. Lovely. And then bringing that hand back in, and then we'll reach that right arm up again. Lovely. Then you're going to come up onto the knees. And we're just going to inhale the arms up, take opposite wrist with hand, and then draw it over to the opposite side. So just going for a nice lateral bend on the knees. Inhale here. And then exhale, reach a little bit further on that exhale. Inhale, breathing into those side ribs. Exhale here. We'll inhale one more time. Exhale, coming up to center. Inhale, take the other wrist with the other hand. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale here. And then exhale, reach. Lovely. Inhale, expand. And exhale, reach. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, up to center. Really nice, lovely. So coming down onto your hands and knees now, we're going to set up in our Gaia position, hands facing in towards each other, toes are tucked under, elbows are slightly bent, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to do Gaia crawling with a leg lift, so just follow my lead. So we're going to inhale in position, exhale, small slide forwards, right hand, left knee. Inhale. Exhale, we slide the other side forwards. Keep back of the pelvis nice and level. Inhale. Exhale, slide forwards. We're going to hold the breath out. Pause. Open the ribs. And then draw that knee that's furthest forwards back. Extend the leg. And then lift the leg up. Hold it here for as long as you can. Keep the back of the pelvis nice and level, like a table. Inhale when you're ready. And then bring that knee slightly further in front of the other one. Okay, we're going to keep crawling forward so that we get to being on the other side for the apnea. Nice. When you're ready, we're going to inhale in position, bend those elbows. Exhale, slowly sliding left hand, right knee forwards. Inhale here. And then exhale, sliding the other side forwards. Keep back of the pelvis, shoulders level. Inhale. Exhale, slide forwards. We're going to hold the breath out. Pause, open the ribs, and now we extend that right leg back and then lift it up, holding it here for as long as you can. Keep pulling the mat apart with those hands. Shoulder girdle engaged. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Bring that leg back in. And then we're going to come back to the center of our mat. And we're going to do Guyanese lifted. So spread the mat apart with the hands. Draw those heels towards the back of the mat. When you're ready, we're going to do 2 breaths apnea. Inhaling into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. You're going to hold the breath out. Pause, slowly open the ribs and then push into the feet. Hover the knees about 2 inches off the floor. Hold it here for as long as you can. Don't let that head drop like mine is. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Drop the knees back down. We're going to go into Gaia, into our Callisto position now, which is like our kind of downward doggy position, but keeping the weight forward. So you're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. We'll go for another 2 breaths. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expanding, breathing into those ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Pause, slowly open the ribs, lift the hips up. Feet hip distance. Lovely. Keeping the weight of the shoulders over the hands. Take the gaze back towards the thighs. Holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in when you're ready and then coming back down. Nice. Good strengthening for those arms and the core. Going to come into split stance aura now. So you're going to bring the front leg into a 90 position. You want the ankle to be under that front knee. Back toes are tucked. And we're trying to level up those hips. So before I had this hip was hiked up more, we're just going to bring them into alignment. And then we're going to bring right hand into first, left hand into third. We're going to do 2 breaths apnea. When you're ready, we're going to inhale into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhaling into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. You're going to hold your breath out. Pause, slowly open the ribs. Lovely. Holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Going to do another 2 and then rotate. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs. Start rotating from the bottom of the spine, middle, top. Take the gaze over the shoulder. Keep those ribs stacked over the pelvis. Breathing in whenever you're ready, coming back to center. This time we are going to go for a lift into Persephone. So we're going to do 2 breaths apnea. On our apnea, both arms are going to raise up and we're going to come up into this position with the back knee slightly raised off the floor. Okay, so when you're ready, We're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out. Pause, open the ribs, lift the right arm up, hover that back knee off the floor, keep those legs in 90-90. Holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Drop that back knee down. Really nice, lovely. I'm going to step back with that front leg. I'm going to step forward with the left leg, same principles apply. Toes tucked under at the back, draw that heel back, front knee is bent over the front ankle. First, left hand is in first, right hand is in third. We're going to inhale all the way around the ribs and then exhale slowly through the mouth. We're going to go 2 breaths. Inhaling into the ribs and then exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs. Hold it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. 2 breaths again, and then rotate. Inhale into the ribs. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs, start rotating bottom, middle, top, taking the gaze over the shoulder, holding it here for as long as you can. Keep that knee aligned over the ankle, breathing in whenever you're ready, coming back to center. Nice, this time we're going to do the hovering of the back knee as the arm draws up into third. Inhale all the way around the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs. Arm comes up into third, back knee hovers off the floor. Holding it here for as long as you can. Ribs are stacked over the pelvis. Lovely. Breathing in whenever you're ready. And then coming back down. Nice. You're going to step that back leg in. We're going to come up into our Athena position. We're going to do a little bit of work with the arms. Nice. You're going to bring your arms into a T position. So we want feet hip distance apart, rooting down evenly through the feet. Pelvis is neutral, ribs are stacked on top, shoulders on top of that, head is on top of that. So we're going to work on rotating the palms of the hands behind us. We're going to work from the distal point from the shoulder. So we're rotating wrists, elbows, and then shoulders. So we kind of lead with the thumb to rotate the arm. Nice. So decompressing those shoulder joints. And flossing the nerves. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, thumb leads as we rotate round. Exhale slowly through the mouth, thumb leads as we rotate back. Inhale, stretch those fingers away, thumb leads as you rotate, palms behind. Exhale slowly through the mouth, we rotate back. Inhale one more time. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Pause, open the ribs, start rotating, thumb leads, wrist, elbows, shoulder, hold it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely. Really nice. Bringing I'm just having a look at what arm position we're doing. Yeah, bring your hands into your first arm position. Balance point is forwards. We're going to raise the arms up on an inhale, but coming into a high V position. So we're going to go from here to here, then back in and down and then out to come up. Lovely. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale up to high V. Exhale, internally rotate, bringing the hands back down into first. Inhale, hands high V. Exhale, back into internally rotate, back into first. Inhale, up to high V. Exhale, slowly through the mouth, internally rotate back into first. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs, and then bring those arms up into a high V. You're going to lift the sternum, lift the chin, keeping this length in the back of the neck. Really nice, coming into extension, holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely. Bring the arms back down, give them a bit of a shake off. This time we're going to go into rotating the hands behind us as we did in our T position. And then for the apnea, we are going to come into wrist flexion. So we rotate palms so they face behind us. We flex the wrists, tuck the thumb into the palms of our hands, and then fold the fingers over the thumb. Okay, lovely. So hands starting, palms facing forwards. We're going to inhale, rotate palms behind us, leading with the wrists. Exhale slowly through the mouth, palms face forwards. Inhale, rotate palms face behind. Exhale slowly through the mouth, palms face forwards. Inhale, rotate palms face behind. Exhale slowly through the mouth, palms face forwards. Hold that breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs. Rotate the palms so they face behind. Flex the wrist, put the thumb in the palm, wrap the fingers around the thumb. Hold it here, low position. My hands are floated up too high. And then breathing in whenever you're ready and release. Really nice. Bring your pinky fingers into the hip crease. We're going to lift up and over them. Heels of the hands are going to come to the top of the thighs. Knees are slightly bent. Balance point is forwards. You're going to inhale into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. We're going to do 2 breaths. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs, and then draw one arm up to your third arm position, and then the other arm, hold it here, balance point forwards. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Bring the right hand down back into first, keep the left hand in third. We're going to inhale. Exhale, step that right leg back, coming into Freya on this side. Front knee is over the front ankle, feet face forwards, hips face forwards. Inhale. Exhale, slowly through the mouth. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs. Back knee is soft, holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. And then stepping in on that exhale, hand comes down back into Artemis. We inhale here. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Inhale here. And then exhale softly and slowly. Hold the breath out. Pause, slowly open the ribs. Other arm lifts up first. And then the other into third. Hold it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Left hand comes down, right hand stays up in third. We're going to inhale in position. Exhale, step back with that left foot. Feet face forwards, hips face forwards, front knee is over the front ankle. We inhale here. And then exhale, let's switch the arms over. You're going to hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs, holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely. Step that back leg in. Really nice. Let's just take a forward fold. Release the sit bones or open up the sit bones. Bend the knees as much as you need to. In fact, the more you bend them, the more you'll get some openness of those sit bones and some length in the pelvic floor muscles. And then just breathing here. Nice deep breath into the back of the ribs. Let's do 3. One more. And then you're going to inhale at the bottom. Exhale, plug into the feet, rise up on the exhale. And that is our practice complete.